Hello and welcome to the Nintendo Podcast System with myself, Matthew Gibson, and joining me is Jack Gorn.
Hello! How are we doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Matthew.
That was quite a speedy introduction. I just went flat out into that pretty quickly, to be honest.
Yeah, you just flew, because we know we've got to do a quick episode today, haven't we? And sort of
We don't
fly
have
through as much as we can. Well, we don't have to, but it's preferable because it's ridiculously hot in the UK at the moment.
No, it's okay, no, first of all, you were glorifying the heat yesterday, or some other day, saying, oh, you know, it's hot, but it's a million times better than anything else. It's like,
yeah,
no, it isn't. Like, autumn,
yeah, I much prefer it.
In the official tier list of seasons determined by Mother Nature herself, tier list goes autumn, winter,
Smash
spring,
Ultimate Tiers, is it? Yeah.
and then nothing for the other tiers below that, and then at the very bottom is summer, mainly because of all the bugs and the stickiness.
This is incorrect. Summer is the best month because Jack's birthday is in the summer. So, you know, it's the most important months of the year, obviously.
Month, but not season. It's dragged down by the other 2 months. Well, no, E3 is in June, so...
Yeah, see? Summer wins because of E3. There we go. Decided. Ha-ha!
Okay.
And Hyper Japan.
Hyper Japan? Oh, that's a fair point. I'm going to that soon.
This weekend? Is that true?
This weekend, Friday the 13th. So if you want to meet up, then yeah, I should be loitering around.
Loitering around.
No, that means stealing, isn't it? No,
loitering is just like hanging out in weird shit places, yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably be on the Nintendo area. I guess we could talk about that in our news. So yeah, I think this could end up being a shorter episode. Granted, you've been with us for over 50 episodes, so you know, don't expect too much. You know, don't get your hopes up like Nintendo's E3.
But yeah,
yeah.
there's still a fair amount to talk about. There's still a few games we've been playing and stuff like that. Bit in the news, and then we've got some shout-outs near the end, so it should be still a fairly full episode, despite the fact it's going to be slightly shorter, just because otherwise we might melt. So
It'll still be good.
We're not really used to it here in the UK, are we, Matt? To be honest, I mean, like California's had the hottest point of like temperature-wise this year in the last week. It's like it's been ridiculous over there. So I think we've all had it. We're just not prepared. We don't have like any aircon units or anything like that, so we're all really like struggling. Anyway, shall we get into the news? Or?
Just a second. I'm in the process of choosing music.
Oh yes. What music have you chosen today?
See, that's the thing. I'm still deciding. Okay.
So we don't know, but you know what it was because you've already listened to it, and then we're going to talk about it afterwards. But you've already heard it, so we always do.
Yeah. Okay, but I want to make it official, Jack.
I think you should choose some Kirby music because that goes perfectly into our first news section.
We're doing that first?
Yeah, why not?
Run that by me, God. Let's go with Splatoon 2. I forget what it was.
It was music.
I think it's Seafoam Shanty from Bottom Feeders. Let me just play it a bit now, just to make sure you'll hear this in the feed. Yes, it is that one. Yeah, I'm choosing Seafoam Shanty from Splatoon 2. Why not?
Nice.
So with that, let's head into our first section. So this is the news section of the show right now. You said we were talking about Kirby music to start us off.
Yes. Well, let's start with that, shall we?
Right.
I believe that Kirby's been added to several music platforms.
Yeah. So, in specific, it's 3 albums of Kirby music. You've got 25th Memorial album, which is just full of like jazz remixes of Kirby tunes. You've also got the 25th orchestra arrangements, so you've
Okay.
got some
Yep.
medleys of recent games as well as old games, so like a Superstar medley. And then you've got the soundtrack, the whole soundtrack to Planet Robobot. So they're released on pretty much every major music platform, so you can find them on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify. So yeah, you should be able to get your hands on them in some form or another, and this made me incredibly happy. You know,
Is there any other like Nintendo music on like
no,
Spotify and stuff like that? Is it
see,
just Kirby?
see that's the thing. Like, I think so far Kirby's like the only one to actually be on Spotify, like an official Nintendo music.
Interesting.
Because you had some Super Mario Odyssey music on
Yes.
iTunes. And the soundtrack to Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is also up on iTunes.
Right.
But it's well, you can search it here, but it's I think only in Japan you could get it on CD. Um, but yeah, I think this is really good. You know, I'm a fan of video game music. Kirby music is often really good. Um,
It's pretty cool they've done it, and hopefully that means there'll be maybe future music being added to these platforms. So if anyone does have likes of Spotify, you can download and listen to music on there. That's pretty cool. I like that idea. More,
um,
please, Nintendo. More.
yeah. So like, what would you want? That's the thing.
Splatoon music straight away.
Hmm.
All of it.
Splatoon would
Everything.
be good
Splatoon.
music. Yeah, Splatoon 1 and 2.
I guess Super Mario Odyssey would be an obvious choice if we could have the extra songs in there because we've only got like one or two in there at the moment, haven't we?
We got like a selection. We only got a selection of 10 with
Right. Okay.
Odyssey,
Oh.
which is a bit odd. But the thing is,
Maybe
like,
some.
oh,
Sorry, maybe some like back catalog sort of stuff. Maybe I don't know.
maybe,
Like old NES
I don't know,
music and things like that. Tetris, stuff like that.
maybe, I don't know, because like they've done soundtracks and stuff before. Like, I'm just looking at it now. Like for Fire Emblem Warriors, they have pretty much the
Yes.
whole soundtrack, and that came with the special edition. So I guess maybe not those kind of like just to make
I
it like more
mean,
special.
Twilight
I guess.
Princess came with the CD with it with the
Yeah.
Wii U version. So
But that
maybe
wasn't
that.
the whole soundtrack. That's the thing.
Yeah, just main most. Well,
Hmm.
a few of the songs anyway. So not all of them, but yeah.
It's like America 8. You know, that's a good. I wouldn't mind something like that, or Mario
Yes, that's a good show
Galaxy,
actually.
or
Yeah,
maybe
definitely. I
Smash
think America
games.
8's a yes, of Smash coming out. That could be a good one to release with.
Yeah,
So maybe it's a way to promote the game as well, though. You put it onto these extra platforms. So
yeah.
yeah, it's an interesting idea. I
I
like it.
think they were asked at a Q&A that is Tatsumi Kimishima and the new president Shuntaro Furukawa. I think Miyamoto chipped in
Yes.
as well. I think they were asked about the recent this music. And I think they are open to more. Because I
Cool.
hope so. Because they do have like a wide variety of good video game soundtracks. And if we get something like, say, the Smash soundtrack getting added to Spotify, I think that'd be too big. But
Hmm.
I still think that could be cool to see.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's its own sort of self-promoting sort of thing. But at the same time, it
Mm,
keeps the other games in mind that they might be coming out in the future. You could put like a pre-release of a couple of tracks on and things like that.
yeah.
But yeah, it's a nice idea, and hopefully they add a few more coming soon.
Mm. All right.
Should we go on to the next thing in the news?
Yeah. It's been reported. I think. I haven't got the exact article right here, but basically, it's been planned. Oh, okay. So here we are.
I
So
believe in Nintendo Live.
in Nintendo Live. So I've got it here. Um, just last month, Nintendo America President Reggie Fils-Aimé revealed that the console library already had a staggering 700 games available within just
Wow.
1 1/3 years of being on sale, which is pretty nuts. And then from
Hmm.
the Q&A, which I believe the same round, their goal is to release around 20 to 30 indie games on Switch per week. Um, going into it a bit more, Kimishima states, offering enjoyable first-party games throughout the world will continue to be one of our strengths, but increasing the number of people who make games to be played on Nintendo platforms is also very important. That is why we are working to create an environment that makes development easier. And simplifying the process of publishing a game on Switch. Tanaka says some of the indie games already released have gone on to become million sellers worldwide. In the future, we are looking to release around 20 to 30 indie games on Switch per week, and we definitely expect to have. So, admittedly, up until this point, 10th of July, throughout 2018, it's not really been that exciting being a Switch owner. If you haven't owned a Wii U, then yeah, it's been pretty good. But if you've had owned a Wii U, you got a fair amount of ports. I think you got more. I think you've got. If you can ban
Tropical Freeze recently.
Yeah. Tropical Freeze.
Captain Toad's coming.
Oh, that's another
soon.
day. Hyrule Warriors and Bayonetta 1 and
Hyrule
2.
Warriors,
So that's like 5 Wii U ports. And then for the new games, you got Kirby Star Allies, Mario Tennis Aces, Sushi Striker, and then Octopath Traveler. So if you don't count DLC, then you've actually got more new games. Well, you've got actually more ports of Wii U games than new games, which isn't too bad. I think that was still fair, but I think the main thing is that it's been kept momentum by third-party support.
Yes, definitely.
Especially with indies. So I'm always looking. Well, I'm not always looking, but there's always something on my eye whenever I go into the eShop. Like, Thumper seems like it might be one of my things. Lumines, Pocket Rumble. There's all these kind of different titles that I'm always interested in, so that will keep me going if I do have the money to spare.
Yes.
So,
Pocket Rumble looks good.
Yeah, it does. I've been interested in that since it was first revealed, like a year ago.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, it's good that it's getting a lot of support, but at the same time, it's the way how the eShop is right now. That's not really the best thing. It's a case of like too much.
I think 20 to 30 new indies released is it's good that there's new games coming. I'm not going to complain about that, but it's the way that the eShop's set up at the moment. If you were just to flood the market with 20 to 30 games straight away, that means all the other new games that were just released the week before that will just literally get bummed off straight away, and you won't see them. So basically, all these indies have only got a week, in theory, to be on the main page of Nintendo.
Unless
and
they
that
hit the
just
best
isn't
sellers
really
like that.
Of course, yes. So like the likes of Stardew Valley, for instance, has been one of the top sellers ever since it's been released. And it's like that. You only see that because it's at the top of the charts. If you do a manual search for it, you can find it, but you won't find any other games because if they're not in the top charts. So this is the problem with the whole eShop itself. You've really got to search quite deep to find these games. It does need a sort of a bit of a refresh, so that if they are going to put 20 to 30 indie games a week, they need to keep promoting them continually. So like this came out last week, this came out a couple of weeks ago. Why don't you give it a go? Maybe you missed it. Things like that. Is it too many, Matt? That's the problem. It's like if you had 30 games in a week to choose from, and this isn't even including the main releases like from Nintendo and other third parties. This is just the indies. Do you think they'll just get completely wiped out and waiting to see it in some cases?
I think the other thing, touching upon that, it's like not all of them are gonna be good games. Like if we are going like, I could see maybe 5 at max being actually quality titles, whereas the rest may be considered shovelware. I'm not sure.
There might be a few like that.
Yeah. I think that will be the case for most of the weeks, whereas like a lot will get mainstream attention because they are quite popular and maybe quite good. But they'll always be flooded by the ton of other potentially weaker titles that may not actually deserve the spotlight as much.
let's put this
as their
scenario
games.
to you then. Let's put this scenario to you, right? So Fortnite's on the store now, yeah,
Yeah,
and it's had over 2 million downloads in the first week.
I think the first day
So
actually.
we're in the first couple of days, whatever it is, yeah. So that's a free game.
Yeah.
So will that, because that's a free game, do you reckon that will only be on the store for a week and then it will go onto the top sales page?
Let's
Do you think
check.
that would harm Do you think that would harm Fortnite and things like that? I know it's not going to harm Fortnite because Fortnite's a huge game,
Hmm.
but in terms of like the recognition that it's on the eShop itself, will like other games be knocked out of the way and not be
Yeah.
completely ignored, even if they are released this week? Is my problem with it? I just don't think. I don't go on the eShop every week. I might have a look every once a month maybe and have a browse through and see if there's
Hmm.
anything I'm interested in. If I've got some free time and some free money to spend, but I'm not going to go on every day to see if there's something new every day unless it's
Yeah.
something I'm really interested in and something I know that's coming out, for example.
Yeah. So I'm
But
like, oh, go on.
it's just kind of frustrating. I think the way they're sort of promoting new games, you might sort of get a glance of it on social media. The actual companies themselves are promoting these games. Then, like Nintendo themselves might put up a post every now and then, but then the ones that don't get posted and don't get talked about or haven't got quite the following are going to struggle. The ones that may be a really good game but might not just get that push to be in that list might struggle to get there, kind of thing.
Hmm. So unless it's like you
It's,
don't have um like your own list, or whatever.
mm,
I think there is a
yeah.
watch list. I think. Um,
And I know
but it's like,
Nintendo normally do like highlights, don't they? With what's been on the eShop. They do
yeah.
like a
So like
video for what.
discover, yeah. So
But
something, but
that
like,
video is now going to be like a few hours long, surely.
mm, yeah. So it's like I'm looking at, say, um the charts, and thankfully they like you could switch them between download exclusives and
That's good. They
yeah.
did update that, didn't they? Recently?
Like, you got the coming soon sorted in the actual kind of, but like looking at recent releases, it's not really like highlighted recent releases.
No,
Um,
it's just literally what was released in within that time. I
mm,
mean, it does go down quite far away now, but let's see. There's one, two. We're talking about 30 to 40, maybe on this list. Maybe a few more than that, maybe
let's see.
50.
So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 27 tiles were released on the eShop in the last week.
Okay, yeah,
27. So it's like you got a lot of variety. That's definitely true. But it's like Rumbo, I had to go all the way back down to that 27th entry. Whereas to be fair, that should be pretty high up, because Rumbo's like pretty well acclaimed.
yeah.
Um, well, from what I've seen at least. Um, so yeah, I think the problem more in lies with like the structure of the eShop.
Yeah.
Um,
They are changing a few things on here because I know they got the Discover page. That gives you a list of what's the game of the day, game of the week, online game of the
yeah.
week, certain picks from Nintendo themselves, which ones are expansion content, try for free. So there is some different parts coming to it, and it's even got featured stuff for instance, Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate it's on its way,
Hmm.
and it's now available for pre-order and things like that. But if you're not a big game, you're not going to be in that Discover list. That's the
Yeah.
problem. It's like there's only certain people going to be in that list, and then the recent releases, as soon as you're gone off that page, you have to go quite deep to try and search for it. Is what I'm trying to say. And even with like current offers and sales, it's still quite difficult to try and find the games you want to play. I think in this list,
Hmm.
it's kind of frustrating to me. But I just don't know the answer because if you want to try and display how many games do we say have been released altogether now? Over 1,000, do you say?
Um, I think Reggie said 700, and that was of last month, so it may even be of like 750, maybe.
Something around there. So it's like, how do you display all those games on your one little platform? It's quite difficult.
Exactly.
But I suppose at least they are trying something different with it, and Maybe they can improve the search to have like certain gimmicks to it. So like if you're searching for a game for less than £10, something like that. If you're searching for a game, an RPG, maybe something like that. Maybe it's a little bit easier to use. I don't know, but the filtered search to me doesn't seem to work very well from when I've been trying it. So maybe that needs to be a bit worked on if you're searching for certain games and stuff. But yeah, at least they are trying something. I mean, it's very strange to me, but we'll see how it goes. Download exclusives though. You've really got to hunt down for this itself. Though you've got to literally flick over a few buttons to get there, and that can be easily missed. Things like that. So
right, yeah.
But overall, I think it's looked a lot better than it was when I first looked at it, when they first released it, kind of thing. It is improving slowly.
Yeah. So
there's nothing I'd really fancy at the moment either. Looking through the list.
It's like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, there's a lot that do catch my eye that I do want to try out, but I may end up actually forgetting about that. That's the annoying thing. But yeah, like I think the other thing as well is like it is up to you to like look over, like highlight videos as you said. I think Nintendo put out them, or just look online.
I think it's just the way it's displayed needs a little bit of a change. So maybe they can put up a featured video for the day. Is one of the games which just got released today. Maybe they should do something like that, and on the actual front page itself, rather than having to dig through each game to hunt for this video, to hunt for pictures. Maybe it's something that could just be displayed on the eShop itself, just to improve it a little bit. Maybe sort of, and so, but rather than just show you the title screen picture, and that's it basically. Maybe the price. I mean, some games you know what you're buying, but some of the indies, for instance, you might not necessarily know what it is without having to dig in and have a deep thought before you even consider purchasing it. So it just needs to be a bit more displayed a little bit easier for people, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Moving on, we have now entered a new era, per se, of Nintendo in terms of president. Shitaro Furukawa, who was previously working at the Pokemon Company, is now the new president of Nintendo, succeeding Tatsumi Kimishima.
Yeah.
There's not really much to say about him, but he seems a nice dude. He is fluent in English.
That's good.
So I am hoping he will make some.
It saves poor Bill
appearance.
Trinan from literally trying to translate the whole time. Poor Bill. He does it all, doesn't he? He does it all. He looks after all the businesses. He knows Japanese. He knows English. Well, Americanish.
Yeah. It's like, well, the thing is like I think with Tatsumi, I think he was quite reserved. He was more of a businessman than a more out there personality. But hopefully Shuntari is like he's younger. That's the thing.
Right.
Like he's 46 compared to Tatsumi Kimishima, who I believe is in his 60s. Yeah, so Tatsumi Kimishima is 68. So that's a whole 22 years apart. So I think he could bring in some more younger expertise, and I think he is more experienced within game design as well. So I am. The thing is, I just want to see Shintaro Furukawa in a Nintendo Direct. That would be cool to see again.
There's been lots of floating rumours of a Nintendo Direct being this month, but I've not seen any actual concrete evidence yet. Yeah, there's lots of rumours floating out. But
I haven't seen any rumours. Rumours fly around all the time, really.
There's one said especially this Thursday coming, but that got buffed pretty quickly. There's also next week as well. There's a lot of games that be released in the next couple of weeks and for the store. So I don't know if people are just putting one and 12 together and getting 2. I don't know, but it's like it'd be interesting to see what they do with the future directs and if having the new president in place, whether he will take the full running for the directs or whether they'll leave it to underlings or understaff. It's interesting to see.
Or just do a tag team of Furukawa and Koizumi to be
Yeah.
unstoppable.
Yes. There is nothing can stop that now. That's it.
An unstoppable duo.
Absolutely. All gone.
Right. Moving on. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, if you don't know, it has been getting frequent updates, almost daily, sometimes even two. Basically, they're similar to the Miiverse Picture of the Days that we had leading up to Smash Wii U and 3DS. But for the most part, they've been pretty much what we've known already. Like fighters, assist trophies, and whatnot. Although I think there have been some new details regarding them. Like I think the crystal one, I don't think that was formally shown off outside of just gameplay from the E3 build.
Right.
Um, but the exciting thing for us in the UK, it's every early Wednesday morning. We get a new music track, and they are always glorious.
Okay.
So have you been listening to them?
I've sort of I've seen glances of the updates on Twitter, but I think it's only when other people retweeted it. I can't find what's the actual page for the Smash Ultimate.
The actual page on in terms of website.
I've seen it on like Nintendo Versus every now and then.
Yeah.
Because that's one of their new Twitter pages.
Yeah, Nintendo
But
Versus.
other than that, I've not really seen it.
Yeah, you could just go on to Smash Bros. Ultimate website.
Smashbros.com.
Yeah. Smashbros.com /en_gb/ and then it's pretty much right there in the blog. Like
Yes,
just scroll down a bit.
I see it now.
Yeah.
I see it now.
Yeah, so it's mainly just like fighters.
Today's talking about Kirby. We had Marth yesterday. So it's just talking about what we've already seen from the Direct as well, though, isn't it? In places. But I did see something interesting actually this week was or I don't know if it was last week actually saying that Crystal was an assist trophy.
Yeah, that's what I said, didn't I?
Yeah, Crystal from Star Fox.
Yeah.
Which is nice to see. Yay. More Star Fox stuff. Yes.
It sounded like a bit salty that you didn't get another Star Fox rep as a fighter.
She would have fit all right, but I don't think. I don't know because she's got that. She was the only one from like the GameCube one, wasn't she originally? And it's just like Star Fox Adventures, which wasn't amazing. Let's be honest. And it was a okay game, but she was like the only thing that sort of survived from it afterwards. You know, it just sort of after it, they seem to have just forgotten about it. And she sort of turns up in Star Fox Assault as well.
So she turns up.
But yeah, there's been little updates here and there the last couple of days. And so what was the music that's been announced so far within the blogs?
So for the music, we've started. So the first when this website first came on, we got the main theme from Breath of the Wild, Vega stage from Street Fighter 2, which is actually arranged by the original composer, which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
Brinstar Depths from Metroid. Bomb Rush Blush from Splatoon.
Bomb Rush Blush, yes, I heard that one because that is a really good remix of it. It sounds really good.
Noisy Notebook from Snipper Clips, and then
it was
most
nice,
recent one.
It was nice for Snipper Clips to get a mention. Whether that would mean a stage for Snipper Clips, that would be pretty cool. I'd like to see something like that.
I think the thing is, there may have been just masking the emblem for now.
Yeah.
But because all the others have emblems like the Triforce, the Squid, the Warp Star for Kirby. Speaking of which, the Seattle Trial track from Kirby Air Ride, which is pretty neat.
The Noisy Notebook's the only one that doesn't have a actual symbol as such. It just has a musical note next to it, which might just be a symbol to say extra music. But yeah, it's interesting they've not put something else with it.
It'll be interesting to see what stage it actually fits into. That's the thing.
If you think about it, though, that game is still, that's not a Nintendo game, is it? That is a third party game.
I think it was wasn't Nintendo published? I know it wasn't developed by
Maybe
Nintendo. I think it was
Nintendo
just.
pub.
I think it was Nintendo
But
published, but
if you're one of the team that made that game and you've got your music in Smash Bros Ultimate, I think you'd be pretty happy with it,
oh yeah,
wouldn't you? That's pretty cool for them.
yeah.
I'm
Let's
quite
see.
happy.
So yeah, so Nintendo did publish, but they didn't actually develop it. It was by
That's it.
SFE Games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess it is technically an indie, which is pretty wild, actually.
Yeah, it's sort of second party in a way.
Yeah, yeah. So second
I don't
party.
know.
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
But cool. That's quite a good selection of music straight
yeah.
away. Looking forward to seeing what tomorrow's
Yeah.
is as well. So
I'm hoping it's a good one. What I'm hoping for. Well, so far the music as in general has been so good. Like the Bum Rush Blush, that was actually the arrangement supervisor was Tomoya Otani, who I believe worked on some Sonic games like Sonic Unleashed.
yes,
So I think that's just really cool. The fact that like we're getting composers and music people from outside of Nintendo actually arranging Nintendo music.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I just think it's cool because the music in Smash is, such a big part, I think. Everyone's going on about the fires and the stages, but the music is actually probably equally as important as stages. So they're always exciting to listen to.
I'm liking the new assist trophies that have been added as well. Like we've got Squid Sisters, Bomberman, for instance. Who is Suckerpon? Do you know who this is?
I forget what he was, but it's like I think it was a fighting game.
Right.
Let me see here. So Superpon, also known as Scapon, is the main robot from the fighting game Joy Mecha Fight. Originally designed for comedy, he
Okay.
was reprogrammed for combat when the need struck. Like all robots in the game, his limbs are seemingly separate from his torso, allowing extra flexibility in battle and on stage.
He's very Rayman-like
Yeah.
in his design, in a way. The best way I could describe him. And he's just a big pink blob.
Yeah, it's a Japanese only
And,
game, but like on that's what I love about Smash. Like you're getting Nintendo characters from all corners
Yeah,
of
definitely.
Nintendo history. Like I didn't even know about this character when I first saw him
The Sim
in the
City
trailer.
guy and things like that from previous
Yeah.
games was always quite a funny one to me. It was like of all the most random characters you put in, and things like Pong as well was like that's a great
Yeah,
little
that was
flashback.
like Color TV 15.
Yeah,
I think that's his precise name, which is Pong clone.
Pong clone, but it is
Yeah.
Pong. So I mean,
Yeah, or like
and
the sheriff as well. I think.
the speculation is rife with Knuckles being added to the assist trophy, with maybe Shadow being a separate character to Sonic, which what are they calling the separate characters? I can't remember what they
Echo
call them now.
Fighters.
Echo Fighters, of course it is. So he's maybe a rumoured Echo Fighter for Sonic, but it's
I think
nah.
Shadow definitely has a chance because I think people do want him in, and I think the fact that like Daisy got in now, I think there's definitely the opportunity for Shadow to get in
Yes,
as an Echo Fighter. I can see that happening, to be honest.
it seems likely, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Of all the things on there, I think that's probably the most likeliest thing to happen. But
Granted, we
knows?
may have
We'll
just
have to
not
see.
seen Shadow as an assist trophy yet, but the fact that they've already shown Knuckles, I think it'll be a bit weird to have two assist trophies from the same franchise, third party
Yeah,
franchise.
not to have Tails as well just makes it even
Yeah,
strange.
that's weird.
Yeah, but
I think
who
Tails would
knows?
have been better. Oh well. But yeah, but going back onto music, I'm just looking forward to what I'm hoping for. Ollie Jameson, a good friend of the show, tweeted I think yesterday just asking about what arrangements we would actually want to see added in
Mm,
Smash. And to be honest, I'm really hoping for. Well, first of all, I'm really hoping for some Final Fantasy remixes
yes.
because we only got the two songs when Cloud was added in, which is
Yeah,
pretty stupid.
yeah, that's true. I'd like to see
like
a few more.
like Ryu
It doesn't
didn't.
necessarily. Sorry, man. Go on.
Yeah, Ryu didn't get that many. Like you only got the Ryu stage and the Ken stage.
Hmm.
But now with the Vega stage being added, I'm hopeful for some more Street Fighter tracks. Hopefully, is it Guile? Is that how you pronounce it?
Guile.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it goes with everything.
yeah. So I'm hoping like they add that theme in because that's such an iconic theme. I didn't understand how they didn't have that originally.
Yeah.
Bayonetta actually got a fair amount of music, but Cloud only got 2 tracks.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping we
There
can
you
at
go.
least see
It
some
doesn't.
remixes.
It doesn't necessarily have to be Final Fantasy VII either. You could quite easily add other Final Fantasy music to that
That's
stage
true.
if needs
Um,
be.
in the same way, I'm hoping for some actual Sonic arrangements.
There was quite a few Sonic songs in there, though. To be
There were
fair, wasn't there?
songs, but there weren't arrangements. That's the thing.
Yeah, I
Um,
suppose so.
like there was only like Green Hill Zone was good, but well, I don't think there were any arrangements. None that come to mind. That's what I'm hoping for,
Well,
at
you had
least.
Sonic Adventure 2's battle music, didn't you? And you had what else we have?
I had a
Green Hill
lot.
Zone is in there.
Oh yeah, well, Green Hill Zone was in everything.
I always had Sonic Adventure 2 battles music on like constantly every time it was on a
Yeah.
Sonic stage. So I don't know. I can't remember what else was on it. I believe there was some from Windy Hill
Yeah,
as
well, no,
well.
Windy Hill Zone was the stage, so
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
Um,
I'm sure there was one more, but I can't think what it is at the
hmm.
moment. They could easily add like Sonic Forces or Sonic Generations music
Oh
to that.
no. Not Sonic Forces, fucking fist pump. No.
No, okay.
Ah. It's pretty catchy though once you get into it, to be
Yeah.
fair.
Does Daisy have any themes that she could have added? I don't know if they could have the original Game Boy stuff.
Really? It's just
Super
I
Mario
feel that they
Land,
should get Super Mario Land in.
remixes of that. That'd be pretty cool.
Hmm. I'm not sure because I don't think we've actually had Super Mario. No, I think we have had Mario Land music before.
I'm not sure. Maybe we
No,
have.
I think it was originally in Brawl.
Oh,
I
maybe.
can't remember which track though. I swear there was definitely Super Mario Land remixes in Brawl. I think it
Yeah.
was only just the one though. Um,
There was a handful of like music tracks on that which were um quite rememberable kind of thing, I suppose. So
hmm,
if you played those games, or from Super Mario Land 2, maybe from the sequel, because there's lots of
possibly.
Wario involvement in that. So maybe that's something they
Hmm.
could add to a Wario stage. But yeah, I know there's plenty of options, and I'm sure we'll see lots more in the coming weeks.
Yeah.
We've got loads of time up to December, haven't we, to see more tracks? So this is
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah.
yay.
Right. Moving on. Finally. Nintendo still has games to announce for 2018. So, unfortunately, I couldn't find the exact article because I remember this coming, being longer than just yesterday. But as a Q&A, yeah, again, um, it's asked about the fact that E3, after E3, Nintendo's stock price kind of dropped.
Yes.
Mainly because they didn't really show all that much. So basically, the guy says all of the key titles for this fiscal year are going to be released from the fall for the holiday season. So I am wondering if it is not possible to release attractive software continuously. Kimishima stated, "We are not yet at the point where we can announce our entire product lineup, including the products that will be released during the holiday season.
Hmm.
We are aiming to sell 20 million units during this fiscal year, which they've pretty much always said. And released first party titles like yeah. Then for the holiday season, we'll release Mario Party, Pokemon, and Smash. We plan to use this robust lineup, including popular titles that were already released prior to the last fiscal year, to maintain and increase the momentum we have with Nintendo Switch for the holiday season." So, and I think that's mainly the gist of it. The thing is,
Yeah.
why not mention this at E3? That's what I'm wondering. It's like, sure, you can release it at any time, but like, why not bump up your E3 a bit? I guess they did want to focus a lot on Smash, but you
There are
know,
other games leading up to before that. I mean, that's December.
yeah,
There's a few months before December.
yeah.
So
But like, think about it. From there, I think. Hold on, let me see. Octopath Traveler. I'm not sure if that is first party or not. I think it is
Square
third.
Enix, isn't
Yeah,
it?
but I'm not sure
So
if it's Square Enix developed or is Square Enix publishing it as well. Oh no, not back.
maybe.
Let me see.
I think it is Square
Oh,
doing everything with that.
Nintendo publishing it outside of Japan, but in Japan, Square Enix are publishing it themselves. So yeah, I guess it is technically a second slash first party game. Um, so you have that for July. August we have nothing, but we do have the Monster Hunter game. September we don't have anything right now, but we do have the tournament expansion for Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Yeah.
Which I think will be enough, because apparently that's quite meaty. October you have Super Mario Party, November you have Pokemon, and December you have Smash. So already, I think that's actually a solid second half for 2018.
Yeah, I think so.
And if you're worried about sales, Pokemon and Smash will be enough to carry system sales anyway. So I don't see
Yeah, I
why
believe so.
people would be worried about the Switch sales.
We've also got all these lots of indies to come, and I'm sure
Yeah.
there's a few more third parties to and stuff for. And I think the big indies game to watch out for is Undertale, because that will sell consoles as well. Because it's ridiculous how
Would it
popular
really
that
sell
game is.
consoles though? It will sell well, but I'm not sure
Yes,
if it's a system seller.
yeah, I think it will be.
Really?
It's such a popular game.
It's such a
And I
popular
mean,
game, but like
I think
I feel there's
for a
already a
Nintendo
lapse. You
for a
know.
Nintendo audience, like that, as a RPG like game, I
Yeah.
think it's a perfect
So
console
it
for
will
it.
sell well, but it won't be a system seller.
No.
Nah. Well, I don't think so.
But
Anyway.
it's still a big enough indie to
Yeah,
generate sales itself.
that's
I
true.
believe. Not. Maybe you're right. Not saying it's not going to sell the console itself, but it's still going to.
Yeah.
I think it's still enough there that it will generate sales
Yeah.
itself.
I think the system sellers will be Smash and Pokemon.
Big
You know,
time, yeah, absolutely.
you could look at one and say, oh, I'm getting the Switch for this game. Oh, but there's also this other big title. You know.
I think Mario Party definitely deserves to be in that list as well, because I know a lot
I
of people
guess.
that just stick around just for those games and things as well.
Mm.
Lots of the four-player multiplayer games is what drives like families to buy these sort of games, because they can
That's
play
true.
together and things like that.
Um,
So yeah,
but the thing is, it's like, I wonder what else then. You know, because you got like a lot of other indie third party titles, you know, like Monster Hunter and The World Ends With You.
yeah,
But what was stopping them from putting it in the A3? You know, it's a case of, oh, we don't want to wait too long. You know, we don't want to like tease them for too long. But it's like you announced Smash 3 months before we actually got any gameplay footage. You
yeah.
showcased just the logo for Metroid Prime 4 last E3, and then talk about it this year
Still
either.
not seen.
Yeah.
Still not seen anything about that. Yeah.
Admittedly, with Metro Prime 4, I think that was good to show, just to say, oh, this is coming. You know, we aren't
Stop.
ignoring Metroid. You know.
Yeah.
So I
I
think
think because
that,
they had that 3DS game, they
yeah,
had to do that and say, look, we're not
yeah,
gonna. It's not dead yet. So
yeah. I don't think they wanted another Federation force on their hands.
no, of
Um,
course not.
so yeah, that's fine, but it's like, you know, I just don't agree with that mindset. Yeah, there are definitely other times to announce brand new games, or at least talk about new games. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like E3 is like the big time to announce it. You know, all eyes are on them.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm still talking about E3 a month afterwards, but you know. Um. Yeah, so I am wondering,
It is.
because not
It is
even
the biggest conference, definitely.
exactly. But the thing is like
But
we don't.
you know. Sorry, Matt. Go on.
Oh, we still don't know anything about the Yoshi game really. Like that was shown off last year, and we haven't seen anything on that for a year. You know.
I think that'll be pushed back till January, just because the way that the games have fallen in place now.
Yeah.
It seems likely they're going to leave that till that next year slot, maybe February
I
kind
can
of
see
thing.
it because like nothing really gets released in January.
Captain Toad did a couple of years back, which was the last big
Oh
title, I
yeah.
guess, if you can call it big. But in terms of other games released in January, I probably can tell you.
Hmm.
I think you're probably right, mate. I mean, most of them do come out in sort of October to December time. I try and
That
get
being
things out
said,
as
though,
possible. But the problem they got at the moment is like Nintendo have tried to keep it to one game a month, so that it's got a
yeah,
wide chance of that game being bought. And like, if you can afford one game every month, and then it's decent enough, you're going to buy that Nintendo game. And this is
yeah,
the other problem of having these 20 to 30 indies and other
that's a
third
fair
parties
point.
having
Because they're
releasing
already getting
so
snubbed
many.
over anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, well, if I've got only one enough money for one game, I'm going to buy the Nintendo game, aren't I? So
Hmm.
it's the problem.
I think the other thing with that is like you're only getting 32 gigabytes when you buy the Switch.
Yes, of
That's
course, yeah.
not a lot.
No,
It
I've
really
already
isn't.
upgraded myself.
I need to
I've,
upgrade.
I've
Um,
got a memory card in mine.
mm. the um, yeah. So what do you think they could announce? Because like I think the only thing I could see them realistically doing is a Wii U port.
Mario Maker's the one, isn't it? That's the one we all really want on the Switch, but I just don't know how it will work without the pen.
I mean, like maybe it's handheld only. I don't know. I mean, like if they were ballsy enough to put Mario Maker on 3DS without online functionality, then I think they're
Yeah.
fine.
I mean,
Just
we've yet to find out more information about the whole online service as well. And they keep
they
saying to
yeah.
hold this back further, and it's
See,
it's kind of getting like, well,
they said they were saving more information until closer to launch, but it's like
you're getting closer,
exactly.
and we still
Um,
have nothing of any information other than you'll be getting a game from the NES era which will have online capabilities, but
yeah.
doesn't really mean that doesn't say it's online multiplayer. That says it's got like capabilities that could be like leaderboards
Online.
and things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. So it's yeah,
It's a weird time.
it's
You
a
got a
weird
good
time.
game to look forward to, but at the same time, it's like everything else is just so fucking
I don't.
weird.
I think there's enough Nintendo stuff there already. I don't,
Yeah,
maybe they need to sort of enhance a few of the third parties to be added into the console. But
maybe.
other than that, I think they're okay with they're going to do this 20 to 30 indies a week. It's I don't think they really need to announce too much at the moment.
No.
But there's likely to be at least one more Nintendo Direct in theory before we get to that October sort of time.
Oh
So
yeah.
it'd be interesting to see does get announced if a
Mm.
Direct does get announced next few months.
I
So
think now I think Captain Toad will probably be almost the last of Wii U ports. Oh, so I'm thinking, or at least I'm
well,
hoping
Wind
personally.
Wind Waker and Twilight Princess would be I wouldn't say no to, but it's like they're not really that needed now, are they? The fact
Yeah,
they had them on the
personally, what
Wii
I'm
U.
hoping for, what I'm actually expecting, uh, well, the two most likely for me are Super Mario Maker and Xenoblade Chronicles X.
That would make sense.
Those are the
Yes.
two most likely, but the two I most want are the Wonderful 101, which I
Yeah.
think hasn't even greenlit yet. I think Mr. Kamiya wanted it, but
That
um, hasn't been
that game
greenlit.
definitely deserves a second chance.
Yeah. And then the other one is Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE. A beautiful game that didn't
Yeah.
get the love it deserved.
Yeah,
You know,
the most committed like Fire Emblem players and to that game they really enjoyed it.
yeah.
But yeah, you are right. It didn't really get
But the
the
thing is,
sales
just
it
like,
wanted, and maybe that put them off. But
if it's something like a little bit of Fire Emblem, that's the thing. Like, it's just a good JRPG on its own.
mm,
And I think, especially now that it's like portable, I think that game, as well as like Xenoblade X, would benefit greatly from the Switch. Whereas, to be honest, Mario Maker, I'm not too bothered in a way. I just kind of wanted to stay on the Wii U just so Wii U can have that legacy in a
and we've
way.
got like games like Chicken Little coming out soon, which is the
Chicken
same sort
Little.
of thing in a way.
Don't you mean
Yeah,
Chicken
which
Wiggle?
yeah, it's just like a. That's what I said.
No, you said Chicken Little.
I said Chicken Wiggle.
No, you didn't. I
I
swear to
did.
God. Okay, I'll put this in. I'm. I swear to God, you did not. say
I did.
chicken.
I
You
said
didn't.
wiggle. Yeah, I did.
Do you want to bet
Oh,
money?
no.
Okay. Oh, so look who's not. Right. I'm recording this. I don't know why.
It's
This is
fine.
very
It doesn't
petty,
matter.
but
It doesn't matter. It doesn't
one
matter.
hour, 6 minutes into recording, you said Chicken Little. Anyway, that's enough of me being a dickhead. Go on.
But yeah, they got games similar that do the same thing, which are coming to the console soon anyway. And I think that creativity sort of mindset, you've got games like Minecraft and like similar games like that coming to the Switch anyway. So it's not like it's not massively needed as such, but it's just that how would it work on that console is what sort of puts people off of it. But
Yeah.
it's a great game and definitely deserves to see more coming to it in the future if possible.
I saw one idea flying around on Twitter. By flying around, I
Okay,
mean
yeah.
just by one person. It's a collection of new Super Mario Brothers games, and I really don't want that. If that's going to be the last Wii
Yeah,
U port, ah, just just end me right there and then.
but if you think about new Super Mario Bros. U, and the fact that you got the platform thing you could do on the pad and still have 4 other players, you could do that in tabletop mode if you had the screen on a table and you could just like, add random platforms just by touching the screen.
But
But
then then your hands will be in the way and stuff.
and then you've got 4 players trying to basically try and fit onto the smallest screen
Exactly.
possible is the problem. But yeah, it's got some problems like technically wise with that. But you could probably do if you have Mario Maker anyway. You pretty much make those
Exactly.
levels once. So I don't think it's really needed anymore. I think it was good when it first got released, but it just no. But yeah. Other than that, there's nothing that really jumps out to me from the Wii U which needs to be ported now, other than those like
Yeah.
4 or 5 mentioned there. But I don't think it.
I think
Even
those are
them,
the
I
only
don't think
4 or
they've really.
5 left, Jack.
Yeah,
Pretty much
that
everything
might
else
be
is
why.
jumped.
Yeah. So,
Looking at this,
yeah.
right? So I'm looking at my Wii U collection.
Yeah.
Um, so you got Nintendo
Star
Land,
Fox.
Star Fox. Oh, that could burn in the fire. That
I
you heard me. If
was on about
anything,
the Toads, like,
bring
you know,
that Slippy game, Star Fox
yeah, that's
Guard.
what I say. Bring the Slippy game, yeah.
That
That'd be
could
great.
that may work well. No, doesn't it depend
Free to
heavily on the
play.
gamepad though?
Bring it on free to play on the gamepad. It'd be fine.
Hmm.
It'd work. It
Oh,
would work.
right. That ends it for this section, so let's move on to the next section. So this is the what have we been playing section of the podcast now. Jack, you said that you want to go first.
Yep. I've not really been playing very much because it's the summer and I've got like England World Cup tournament's been on, so I've been watching a lot of that, and it's been my birthday as well, so I've been out doing things and stuff. But I've been playing quite a bit of 2 games really. Fortnite, which has recently been added since E3. I bought the Battle Pass for the first time, which is basically a selection of challenges you get within the game, and you can unlock different emotes and costumes and things by completing certain tasks. It's quite fun. It's quite good laugh,
Hmm.
and like you can go through and do this both single player in solo mode, or you can play it in squads. So if you've got certain challenges to beat, and you've got a few friends that have already beaten them, they can help you out. So it's pretty cool. They added an extra week's worth of challenges the last week, and yeah, it's been quite tough to get through them all. But I'm nearly. I think there's 7 weeks worth of challenges, and I think I've completed 2 weeks completely. But I've still got a few like 1 or 2 odd ones here and there to find. One of the most toughest challenges on there I've found is the way. I don't know. Trying to explain to this. Everyone's probably played Fortnite, but you all heard of Fortnite.
Mm.
And basically, you do a parachute jump onto this random world thing, and the world basically gradually goes down into a giant circle, and every say 2 to 5 minutes, depending what mode you're playing, the circle decreases into a smaller section. If you're outside the circle, you'll lose health and eventually die. But one of the challenges is to basically get them in the middle of the circle and get this token, which is in the middle of the circle. And you've got to do that 3 times within 3 different circles. And so basically what you think about is you're right in the middle of the circle, which means everyone else is going to try and get there as well, try and target you because you're sat right in the middle of the circle. You've got to try and get to do this 3 times, and you guarantee you'll get to the 3rd one and someone will either rocket launch you or snipe you from miles away, and you're just dead. And you're like, the amount of times I've raged at trying to complete this challenge is unbelievable, you know. But yeah, it's really fun. I've liked the amount of times I've joined random squads and we've just gone out and seen whether we can survive as long as possible. Like different people do play the game in different ways. Like there's a few people I've played with who like to do stealth, sort of hiding and things, and pretend they're bushes and like just snipe away from miles away. But then there's other groups who want to go all guns in blazing, let's just take everyone out and just go for it kind of thing. So it's been quite interesting to play in different styles and different tactical abilities and different skill abilities and things like that. So it's quite a variant sort of game. And because I'm quite lucky to have quite a lot of friends on my Switch list, like I can always see there's someone playing. I can always join in and play with them any time, which is pretty cool. The same with the games like Splatoon and Mario Kart as well. So it's just quite nice on there. There was another weird thing this week with Fortnite. They had a special event that happened, which was a rocket launch that happened at a certain time. I think it was last Saturday.
Oh, yeah, I remember reading about this.
Everyone went crazy for it because it was only on this certain time, this certain place, and it launched up and basically exploded. Part of it exploded off and then landed on the world, and there was some sort of special weapon you could pick up. There was only one special weapon per server that was watching this display.
Right.
So the funny thing with this though, there was like loads of players decided to just build forts, even though you were supposed to be shooting each other. Build forts and just watch this happen. So there's one player in particular who got the highest score for the most players killed, because there was a load of players just sat in this one big humble area. There was like, I think he got 80 kills in one rocket launch or something ridiculous.
I think it was like 48.
48. It's like, what? Because a load of people just standing there watching this rocket, and he just thought, nah, just kill them all. So fair play to him. I like him. He's done really well there. I was very impressed. Or she. I don't know if it was he or she. But yeah, this rocket basically come down, and then all of a sudden there's like loads of splits that have happened in the whole world. There's like these really electronic holes and things that appear in. It's very strange. Every week in Fortnite, they'll do something really strange. Like they had like asteroids launching down and things like that, and different parts of the world exploding, and it just changes the map completely. And I like the way they're doing it. It's like it just keeps it variant every week, and it's something different every week, and it changes the tactics of how you should play and things like that, and it makes you think about what you've got to do and where you've got to pick up items from and stuff like that. Then they add the extra challenges for these areas which have been changed, and it makes it even harder, and it just keeps getting better and better, in my opinion. I think it's a really good, intense game, but it's not really that intense. It's just so weird that anyone can sort of join this and play however they want to play, and I think that's why Fortnite's done so well, especially on the Switch. But yeah, it's really great, and I've really had some great fun playing with lots of different people with it. So that's pretty much the best I can say and sum up with Fortnite. So I'm probably going to continue playing with it the next couple of weeks, and maybe I'll put it down after that if I don't get so addicted to it. So technically my next game is actually 3 games. I was lucky enough to pick up Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy for the Switch.
Yeah.
I previously owned all 3 of the games on PS1. Matthew, did you have a PS1? I don't know.
I wasn't born.
You wasn't even born.
No. No.
I forget how young you are, man.
I grew up with the original Xbox.
Right. Okay. So I think these games originally come out in 97, 96, something like that. Maybe 97. I think the first one came out.
Let me see.
So have a look. I'm pretty, because I know the PS1 came out in 96.
96, yeah.
Yeah, I think the first game came out the year after.
I think so.
Anyway,
That rings a
anyway,
bell.
it's something round there. So these games are in general fairly old, but they've re-enhanced them into a HD, and they've readjusted some gimmicks of it, and it honestly is a beautiful looking game. They've really done themselves a great job in porting this the way they've done it. Originally, it was released on PS4, and I was actually considering buying a PS4 just to play Crash Bandicoot, which was pretty bad, really, wasn't it?
That would have been a bad decision, to be fair. That's coming from someone with a PS4. There are better titles.
Now they ported it over. Yeah. And the only other game I was sort of considering for PS4 now is the Kingdom Hearts collection, because I love the Kingdom Hearts games. They're really good. But Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy basically is like literally number 1, number 2, and number 3, which is Warped. And it's just like playing the original games again. But then you remember how difficult these games were for a kids game. It was unbelievably hard, and there's so much of this, like, you got to take it slowly and think about what you're doing in certain parts of the levels. And I really do struggle with that in any game. So patience is not my favourite thing in the world. I'm not great at it. And some of the levels in this are just so ridiculous. It's unbelievable. On Crash Bandicoot 1, I've had absolute hell getting through the stupid bridge levels on this. To try and explain it, you're basically got on a walkway which is just like a wooden bridge, and you've got holes and certain like wooden planks in front of you, and you can't really see very much because it's quite a small draw distance. There's like a very foggy area around you, so you can only see a certain amount in front of you. And every time you make a jump, like, platforms will either stay still and you're fine on it, or they will drop down straight away and you'll die. So you've got to make sure you land on a certain platforms and do certain jumps. So the first section, okay, I lost a couple of lives, but it's not too bad. I've managed to work out the pattern and go through. You get through to the next section of it, and there's these turtles. These horrible, annoying, bloody turtles. So you basically jump on them, and then they turn over like Koopa Troopers.
Yeah.
But you can jump on their bellies.
But you have to be precise, don't you?
Yes, that's it, exactly. There's one point where you've got to do this 3 times in a row, and then after that you land on like an ice physics, like, one small step block, and you've got to do this all precisely, then land on that and jump immediately and hope you land on the exit area. Otherwise you just die straight away. I got game over just from this part of the game at least 5 times trying to complete it the last couple of days. I hate it. It's so ridiculous.
Oh yeah, it's see, so how much of the Insane Trilogy have you completed then?
So I've not finished any of the games outright yet, but I've gone through probably about 60% of Crash Bandicoot 1.
Yeah.
A good like 80% of Crash 2, because I've played that probably the most out of the 3 originally. So I know that one quite well anyway, and I know lots of the secret areas in that game. And Crash 3, I've only had like a few like levels and goes on. I've not really done too much on that. I think I've only like through to the 3rd warp room of that. So, but you do get a lot of content for what you're given there, because like each game itself was always quite challenging. The fact that you had to collect ignoring Crash 1 because it wasn't a part of it, you had to collect like crystals in Crash Bandicoot 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And so each level had a crystal, and in all the other games you had gems to collect as well. And you collect gems by basically hitting every single crate in a level. So some levels could have like 10 to 15 crates. So the first level was like really easy. You could probably do that in a few seconds. You get that gem straight away. But there are other levels which got like 130 plus crates to find. And
so
yeah, it's really difficult to 100% any of these games. But some of the games go further than 100%. Like Crash Bandicoot 3, for instance, I think goes up to 140%, just to like really like dig it into you how much more content there is after you finish the game. So on let's go with Crash 1. Basically, you've got 5 special gems to collect, which are coloured gems. And the problem with this is you need to collect these gems to be able to go to secret areas and other stages.
Mm.
So you collect, for instance, a blue gem in one of the stages. You've got to go back to the second level, go on the secret area there, hit one or two crates, then do the whole level again to be able to get the extra gem, the grey gem in that level. So you basically have to go through the game so many times just to be able to get every single item which is available, and it's a long old slog. If for 100% completer of any games, it's a really good challenge. It's a really good game to try and do it with. But I can guarantee you will see the game over screen hundreds of times.
Oh, yeah.
It's some of the harder, like the end levels are ridiculously hard. And they've even added 2 extra DLC levels, which were original. Originally, they were never in the games because they were too hard, and in some cases were incomplete. They were removed in the original games because they were too hard.
I know about that first one,
So
the tower, but I thought Future Tense was original.
Yes. No, I believe both of them are what was in the original game. But I think the second one you mentioned, the future one, was not complete. Like it wasn't a complete level. But it was hard to complete up to that point. They sort of gave up. So, but yeah, the other one is definitely 100% was in the original Crash 1, and you could actually get it if you had a Game Shark code. You could actually unlock it within the game. Okay. But I don't think there was no exit. There was no exit in the game. You couldn't actually end the level, and you'd never get anything for it. But yeah, they're some of the hardest challenging games, like levels in games I think I've ever played. That's how ridiculous some of these, like, for platformer games, it is ridiculous. So, if you already want a challenge and you really want a bit of nostalgia to sort of hit you off with, play some Crash Bandicoot and Insane Trilogy, I do recommend it. They are all really well packed games. There's lots of variety. There's like normal like platforming. There's like jumping on certain animals and doing like riding on these animals sort of levels. There's shooting. There's racing levels. There's lots to it. So it's got lots of variants, and it's definitely well worth the chance if you've never played a Crash Bandicoot game. I do recommend giving them a go. So, but yeah, I'm hoping to get through as much as I can in the next couple of weeks, and I will be attempting to at least 100% Crash Bandicoot 2 at the minimum, because I think that's the most possible. Because I know most of the secrets in that game. So.
See, I think that's where you get most of the fun, though, because I did manage to play all 3 games.
Yeah.
But if I had to rank, I'd probably go from top to bottom. I'd probably go 2, 1, 3.
Yeah.
Because I think 3 I found a bit too easy. And then all the vehicle levels and stuff were just kind of. Ugh.
I think the first few main levels of Crash 3 are really they're very tutorial like. But as it gets nearer the end, there's a lot harder levels, and the secret levels in that game are ridiculously hard.
Yeah, see that's the thing. It's like I don't really go for many secrets in 3. So I would go for a bonus room if I saw it, but I'm not really going for 100%.
It's difficult to do it unless you know where they are. It's very difficult to find the actual hidden gates to get into other levels. The one I know there's only one I can tell you I remember from Crash 3 is on the motorbike levels with Crash. There's a night level, and you can hit like a alien sign. And if you hit the alien sign, it takes you to a new level, which that's the only way you can unlock it. So if you don't know about that, you're never going to do it. Kind of thing. It's really difficult. I know Crash 2 has, for instance, some nitro blocks, but it's not actually like nitro blocks. They don't jump or anything, and it's actually a staircase, and that's one of the secret things in that. And it's like stupid things like that. And it's like, come on, seriously, no one's ever going to see that. Yeah.
See, I think that's the thing. Like, if you're going through it just for the main levels, then yeah, I don't think you will. Like, I think you could still have a decent time.
Yeah. Oh, I'm talking of time. It gets even better because on Crash Bandicoot 3, there was what's called relics, which are basically speed through the level as quick as you can.
Oh, time trials.
Yes, time trials.
I've not
But
bothered with them.
have you attempted any?
I don't think so. I think I attempted what, like a couple,
So they
and the
originally were only
hex,
those time trials were only originally in Crash 3,
but
but
they've
they've
got
also
added
added them to
in.
Crash Bandicoot 2 and Crash Bandicoot 1.
Hmm.
And they were always the worst to try and like unlock everything
Exactly.
because in Crash 3 you actually have to complete some of the relic levels to be able to unlock some of the other extra secret levels.
Oh right.
So that's probably why you've missed something on there, Matt. But it's like the problem with that is they've got relics, they've got gold relics if you complete it fast enough and beat the time. But I don't know this. I don't know if you can quote me on it. But I think the platinum relics, you have to get every single box and beat the time to be able to do it. It's ridiculously hard to do.
That just sounds more effort than it's worth.
Yeah, it is. But it does have like a leaderboards things on there. So if you're into that sort of thing, beating other people on leaderboards, enjoy. So I'm not going to do it. So. But that's pretty much everything I can talk about for Crash for now. If I get any further in it, I'll let everyone know, and we'll go from there, shall we? Because this is going to take me a while to complete, definitely. So, but that's all the games I've really been playing. I've not really played much of Fallout Shelter and Pokemon, whatever it was. I've just forgotten about it. The stupid mobile game,
Pokemon Quest.
Quest or whatever. Quest.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I've
have
tried my
not
best to
given a
ignore that
toss
now.
about that at all.
Yeah, I gave it a go. I got really far, and I got stuck in one area, not being able to unlock it, and I'm like, I'm done. I've had enough of
That's how
this.
they
So,
get you.
yeah, that's how they get you, and they want you to pay to go for the next level. No, I'm not going to do it. So, Matt, what have you been playing? I've been talking too long. Go.
What have I been playing? A fair amount. So I got Rumbo. One of my favourite games on the Wii U for multiplayer shenanigans. Um, I haven't got the DLC just yet. Um,
Okay.
and I didn't get the DLC for the Wii U version either. I was originally gonna get the deluxe edition physically, which came with all the DLC anyway.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't be bothered to wait that long, to be honest. It's just it's fine.
Cool.
Thankfully, it doesn't take all that much up in terms of space.
Right.
I think only like 1 GB for the game, which is pretty good. So not too strenuous on my system memory.
Yeah.
But
You've
yeah,
only got 32 gig. Yeah.
yeah, it's Rumbo. I think we've talked about it before, like eons ago. Basically, it's a fun party game up to 8 players on the Switch, 9 players online. Um, I'm trying to find the best way to describe it. Basically, it's a platforming runner, basically. So you race to the end,
Yeah.
but there are some platforms that are coloured in differently. So there may be blue platforms, yellow platforms, and red platforms, let's say. But if the background changes to one of those colours, that platform disappears. So
Yeah.
say
So if
if
it's
you,
a if there's a red background and a red platform, you can't use the red platform, for example.
yeah, same with blue, yellow. Seriously, that's its thing, and I think it does it really well. There's a lot of scenarios where it can be quite basic, like some may act as traps, for example.
Hmm.
Like one of the levels, you may go in thinking that you're safe, but before you could even exit that secret passage, the background color may change, leaving you with facing a stick of a different color.
Hmm.
So that's pretty cool. The story mode as well. I'm working my way through that. The other one as well was Behemoth, which is a greatly difficult gauntlet style mode. So you go
Right.
in, so it's basically an adventure mode, but it's just one big level comprised of like multiple different areas.
Okay.
Um, you have no saves, so you pretty much have to do it there and then if you want to complete it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So that
That
adds to
sounds
the
difficult.
challenge. Yeah. It's pretty long. I think when I did it on the Wii U, I think it took about an hour and 15 minutes for me to complete it.
Yeah.
But now when I tried it again, it took me about 40 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
Which is still
Yeah.
which is still quite long. So the Behemoth was a great challenge. Well designed as well. Like you go into one room, you present it with a challenge, and then you go into the next room. Then it builds upon that challenge. Then you
Hmm.
go to the next room, and then you're presented with a new concept. So yeah, I think it's just a well-designed game all around. I think my only problem with the Switch port, at least, is whenever you go into a mode, you're asked to like choose your character and stuff. But before then, you have to do that thing where you like have to collaborate your controllers again, like pressing the
Yeah.
R and L
Okay.
buttons. You know when that screen comes up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to go through that again, which is just really annoying because like even if you're the only controller connected, you still have to go through that screen again. You know, still have to go through that screen,
Yeah.
press R and L, press that, and then choose your character.
That'd be annoying if
Which
there's
is
8 of you.
exactly. Well,
Yeah.
I guess it's understandable because you want um because I guess how they're doing it is if you have multiple Joy-Con. So if you have enough Joy-Con, so 8 separate Joy-Con, what you want to do is like connect the 8 of them as pairs. So
Yes.
like you do with a normal Joy-Con grip. You know, so technically on
Alright.
the system there'd be 4 players, each player having 2 Joy-Con, but you just share the
Okay.
Joy-Con. So sort of like how on the Wii U version you had one person on the Wii remote and then one person on the nunchuck, basically.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
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 Um, yeah, that's my only problem. But other than that, it's pretty good. It's like I think it's only about a tenner. Then only I think
I'm
it's
quite
about
tempted. I'm quite tempted to pick it up because it's a
oh
great
yeah,
online multiplayer game. And local play as well. It's
oh yeah.
amazing.
It's just a
Having enough.
good it's just a good game to have really in your
Yeah, in
library.
general. If you're into that like the multiplayer mass multiplayer games and all, you got quite a few in your family you like to play games with. Highly recommend Rambo. Really good game.
Mm. Moving on. I tried the demo for WarioWare Gold, and I have to say
Yes,
it's pretty
I've not
fun.
tried this yet. Yeah.
It's really good. So you get I guess modes. So let's say each mode is comprised of different micro games, right? You try
Yep.
to go for a high score, you know, by completing different micro games. You get 4 lives. If you fail to complete a micro game, you lose a life.
Yep. Just like traditional WarioWare sort
Yeah.
of game. Yeah.
Um.
Okay.
So in the demo, you get 3 modes. One is focusing on touch controls, another is focusing on the gyro controls, and then another is just focusing on the basic buttons.
Okay.
It's just a lot of fun, you know, from the demo at
They always
least.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Um.
WarioWare Touch was one of my most played games on any of my 3DSs and DSs
Wow.
because just such a great fun game.
Oh yeah. Um. The thing is we. I don't think we've really had a major Nintendo game so far on the 3DS this year. We've had Dylan's Rolling Western, Dead Heat Breakers or whatever, but I haven't really seen many people actually give a toss about Dylan.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's
It's
really
quite
that
niche,
fussed
and
about it.
I think apart from
Yeah.
that, the only 3DS game we've had is Sushi Striker, and even then that just got snubbed under the rug because everyone's getting on the Switch.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the
Um,
only other game we've got coming now is again WarioWare Gold and Luigi's Mansion,
which again,
basically.
you know, so I am worried about it because I think WarioWare Gold does seem like it does deserve more attention, you know.
Do you
Um,
think it would work on the Switch?
maybe. Um, I think there's definitely a possibility. But I think, granted, if you're playing in handheld mode with this Switch, no, actually, it may be good. It
You
may
wouldn't be
have
able to do
worked
any
on
of the touch
Switch.
things, would you, if you didn't have it in handheld mode,
That's
though, would
very
you? I don't know.
true.
Is there any of the actual touch gameplay in WarioWare Gold? Does it
Um,
use that from
yeah,
those games?
yeah.
Do
So
you know?
that was one of the modes I was mentioning.
Right.
So yeah, probably not. It probably wouldn't work well on Switch, but to be honest, I'm not really that concerned like I would be with
Mm.
Luigi's Mansion, because I think it
Yeah.
does actually seem like a good fit for 3DS. Um,
This makes me think like if there is a Mario Maker game in the works, like with a pen or something to work with the Switch, But WarioWare would probably work quite well with it as well. But I
It
don't know
could
how you'd
do.
hold it. That's the thing. How would you hold the console to do it?
Hmm.
Because it's not the most easiest thing to hold together. Like,
Nah, that's true. Um, but yeah, WarioWare Gold is good, and I think it's got a fair amount of content as well. So you got all the micro games and stuff, but then you've also got a lot of like additional mini games on top of that. So
okay.
like from the demo, from what I was advertising in the demo, there seems to be like an actually a lot of content, a lot of bang for your buck. So
What you could do in a lot of the WarioWare games is as you go through each character, you basically each character had different like ways of playing.
hmm,
So normally Wario was the main just tap stuff or just the main display of stuff. But then
yeah,
other characters had different ways to compete. I know like I think the 8-bit guy is in there. He always had the retro
nine
games
vote, yeah,
related to his stuff. But there was also like I know I could only really talk from the touch game because that's the one I really remember at the moment, and bits of smooth moves on the Wii. But yeah, there was lots of like microphone stuff on WarioWare Touched, where you had this robot had to like do certain things with your like voice at certain
right.
points to talk to him to complete some of the levels. It was really really well done. But on the 3DS, the microphone isn't as technical. It doesn't like, work as well, so it's a little bit frustrating. So I don't know if any of those were involved in WarioWare Gold or not. But it took all the gimmicks of the new console and it showed them off pretty well in WarioWare games. And I think that's the problem with this is we're just going back to the old games we've already played. It's like the Mario Party like 100 mini games game that was out a few months ago for the
Um,
3DS. It's kind of similar to that in a way, I think.
yeah, I guess I can see your point, but I think with Mario Party, it's like it came with just 100 mini games, and it's like
Yeah.
you didn't get the boards or anything like that, or anything substantial. Whereas WarioWare Gold does seem like a good
Uh,
celebration of the series.
yes.
Um,
Okay.
but I am wondering then, what is the future for the series then? That's what I do wonder.
What's what worries me the fact it's a gold edition. It's just like
Yeah,
they're saying this could be the last one, or is it going to be the last one for a while because we can't necessarily do the technology on the Switch at the moment.
that's true.
Maybe they haven't quite
Oh,
thought about it yet.
I forget, Detective Pikachu was this year as well, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Yes, okay, that was also out this year. Yeah, that was February, wasn't it? I'm thinking wrong.
March. Yeah, March.
March, sorry, March. So that's about
Yeah,
it
yeah,
then for the
yeah.
3DS.
So it's just like all this 3DS releases are kind of getting snubbed, I feel, um,
Hmm.
in comparison to the Switch releases. Yeah, it's launching just in a couple of weeks actually, which is sooner than I thought.
Yeah,
Um,
it's going to fly through, isn't it?
yeah, so I do wonder what they're gonna do about that, like, like covering it. Um, so I hope it does do relatively well, but I worry it's not. Um, especially in the UK because everyone seems to love Crash being the number one
Yeah.
UK game for the second week in a row.
It always
Ah,
did really well in Europe, though, to be fair.
I think it's in
But
Europe
then
as a whole.
when all those got released, they always did really well. Yeah.
Mm. I remember like staying at like the top of the charts for the PS4 version like last year for ages. Um,
Yeah, I don't know if you knew actually, Matt, because talk about Crash Bandicoot sales like worldwide. The Japanese box art for Crash was completely different for every single time,
oh yeah,
and they've
I know
used.
that. Yeah.
He looks a bit crazier and nuttier for some reason. I just don't know why they ever did it. It's really
I
weird.
think um I remember I think it's because they have a weird taboo of characters with four fingers in Japan.
Right. Oh, okay.
So they had to change that. I can't remember
They had to change.
exactly,
That would make sense
but
actually. Yeah.
I
Okay.
remember it's something to do with fingers. That's all I remember. um,
Wow.
see, yeah,
If that's the case, that's.
I know, mate. Did you know? I know that, indeed.
Did you know? Did you know?
Um,
Wow.
yeah, I think so. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. I've been getting into Splatoon 2 again, trying to work my way
Again.
up the ranks. Yeah, thanks to the Octo expansion, it really reignited my drive. I want to get at
Yeah.
least before my next major Switch purchase. I want to try and get to at least rank S on all the ranked modes. I'm S on about
Oh
two.
man, good luck with that.
Yeah, I'm pretty close.
Are you?
And I'm pretty good. Yeah, don't doubt me, boy. I think I'm like A on Clan Blitz and
Okay.
A plus on Rainmaker. No, I think I just went to I just went to S on Rainmaker today. I'm already S on Tower Control. I think I'm on A plus on Splat Zones. So I'm
Wow.
pretty close.
Nice.
Maybe I probably won't get to rank X anytime soon. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's still
I
Splatoon
think I'm.
2.
I
It's
think
still
I'm.
fun.
I think I'm rank A on most of them, apart from Clan Blitz, which I haven't really played that much of, if I'm honest.
Clan Blitz is really
So
fun, but it requires a lot of teamwork. Because,
yeah,
mate,
yeah.
you know what Clan Blitz is, right? So, like, you gather clams and you toss them
I've
into
played it a
the.
couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you toss them into bad guy's basket, basically. And that's the main
It's like
gist
a
of it.
basketball, but for Splatoon.
Kinda. But
Yeah.
the thing is, I haven't really seen it that lot, is the fact that you don't have to be by your opponent's basket to throw your clams.
Yeah, you can
So,
throw them quite far
yeah.
away.
So the
Yeah.
main thing you need to do is to create a super clam. So that's the equivalent of 10 clams. So once you get 10 clams,
Super Clam.
yeah, so it's basically just a giant rugby ball. You need to shoot that at the
Super
enemy's.
Clam.
You need to shoot that at the enemy's base in order to actually
Yeah.
shoot in regular clams first. So that's the initiator that you
Yeah.
have to have. Um,
Yeah.
so say if you're a 9 and I'm a 1, basically I could just throw you my one clam to you. You pick that up and then you create the super clam. So it's all about sharing your clams at the right moments. But from my experience, I
Hmm.
haven't really seen many people do that. You
No,
know,
I
so
don't.
that's
I didn't know that was even a mechanic.
yeah,
I didn't know you could do that.
yeah.
So
So you don't only throw. You can throw the clams at any time. That means people can pick them up, including your team. So it could be either teammates or just opponents, but whatever. Um,
ah,
so that's a really
okay.
fundamental mechanic that you have to do, and it's not really taught. Um,
I didn't know that. Honestly, didn't know that.
yeah. So it's quite weird, really. Um, so that's why I'm hoping to get into the higher ranks, just so I'm hoping people can actually do that. But
Yeah.
throughout all this time, the thing is, it's just really making me realize that like Splatoon 2, as well as Splatoon 1, to be fair, really need an overhaul in terms of its own online. I've said this before.
Yeah.
This rotation. What I'm saying is, you can either pick your mode that you want to do. So it's either if you just want to practice something in particular, like say if you want to practice a certain mode with a certain weapon and gear, or if you don't
Hmm.
like playing tower control, you could just pick the mode, or you could just go into random battle. So it could be one of the four. And there's no rotation, so it's a random map. So before you head in, it tells us the map, it tells us the mode. So that gives both sides of the team 30 seconds to prepare for whatever weapon they want, or for the gear they want, and then select ready when they're ready. If all 8 players are ready, before the timer counts down, we already head into match. You know, I'd rather
Right.
have
Okay.
that 30-second wait than having to deal with the same two maps and the same mode every 2 hours. So that's what I changed first. The other thing as well is leveling up, because it's quite a slog
Yeah.
when you think about it. Because if
Yeah. Oh,
you
yeah.
if you want to get it fastest, you gotta get a knockout in ranked. That means win outright, not through whoever gets the highest score. You have to get a proper knockout.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't
Yeah.
use any of the drink tickets or food tickets rather, um, you only get 2,500 XP from that from a knockout, right?
Yeah.
Um, then I'm on
So
like
you need like
level.
a thousand
Yeah,
from the normal mode, don't you? Something like that. If you win.
yeah, not even 1,000, I think. No, yeah, I think it is around about 1,000. I'm not sure, but basically,
I know.
I'm
I know
I'm
you
on
get a lot more in rank. you do in the other one.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
So if you want the most XP for one match, you got to win, and you got that match to be a knockout. I'm on level 31, and you've got to have like 65,000 points just to level up. So if I'm not using a food ticket, that means I've got to win like 24 games, knockouts minimum.
Yeah, yeah.
The other
That's
thing as
it.
well.
That's Splatoon in a nutshell. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's like it's just too low of a number. The drink tickets do help, but only not by much. In addition, if you lose, say if you're the losing team on a ranked match, you get next to nothing. Exactly.
You get nothing.
So you only get 100 XP for each minute you've played. That's the thing. So if you get hold up until like a timeout, you only get 500 XP. Which is not good, especially if you've like gave it your all, you got the most kills or something, but you only end up with 500 XP.
Yeah,
that's not good.
It is frustrating, but it's done on whether you win the match or not, and I think that's probably the best. That's probably the better way to do it, in my opinion. Because the fact it makes you more willing to win the match and do your best to win it. You know what I mean?
But the thing is like because
you don't get anything for being a loser, Matt. You don't get anything for being a loser.
No, but what if your teammates suck ass? You're the best player there. No, like that sounds arrogant. But what if you were actually the best player? Like if you were the MVP, you got the most stats. You won the objective the most. I'm using Overwatch terms, but Overwatch handles it well, right? So
never played it, but yeah.
So at the end of the match, you get you got certain stats within each match. You got objective times. That means how long you've stayed on the payload. So that's actually contributing to your team winning or lose, or that means how long you've actually contributed to your team winning.
Yeah.
You've also got eliminations.
Yeah.
To take into account for how much healing you may have done.
So basically, you're saying for whatever you do within a match on Splatoon, you think you should be rewarded for those individual parts rather than just get something for just being there for 5 minutes.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, so even if you lose, you should still feel rewarded for what you've done.
So you say if you, for instance, got the player who got the most kills and the least deaths, you think you should get something extra in terms of XP or whatever.
Yeah.
Then
so it's like
it does make more sense. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Like, so stat things, right? So like, maybe not being able to look at other player stats, which is fine enough. I think that could involve some toxicity potentially, but. You already see how many splats you get at the end of the match. Why not? Especially if you're not one for doing splats, but you may have been on the tower for the longest. You may have been the one carrying the Rainmaker to the goal.
Yeah.
Or on the other hand, you may be doing tussle, but at the end of the day, you may be rewarded the same XP as someone that's actually been putting in the effort for you guys to win. So I want a more robust system. Right now, I feel that's too simple. In terms of its reward mechanics. In terms of gameplay, it's pretty good. I don't think gameplay-wise it needs any shifting up. It's more about the quality of life.
Just some technical parts, especially when there's new levels to hit at the top end. I can understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, it does make more sense that you should get rewarded if you are the better player on your team and things like that. I can get what you're saying. Yeah, but at the same time, you don't want to sort of overcomplicate it as well. I think
that's a fair point.
If you've had a really bad game and like everyone's done really really bad, like you've lost, like the guys on the other side have beaten you like 20 times every each, and it's like, does that mean they're going to get extra XP for just farming people kind of thing? I think that's the problem we got there. Is there might be people that exploit it.
It's not that same team, like you're in the lobby, but like you're not always on the same team, are you?
Well, no, of course, yeah. But you could get 8 people together and just keep farming XP in a way, if you know what I mean.
Are you saying like through friends and stuff?
Yeah, in a way. No,
you can't do that.
Yeah, I know.
You can't get 8 people together and do that.
Not for ranked mode, I know you can't, things like that. But it's. I'm trying to think of like why it would be a bad idea. But yeah.
Turf War,
But you know, it's
theoretically.
even turf war, yeah.
But even then,
Same,
if you just want to hop into a turf war, you know,
mm,
one of you got into a turf war and may end up being full, and then you gotta wait until one spot is vacant until you could join that party.
yeah.
And you can't even view the game whilst like it's going on. I don't know. I love Splatoon 2. I wouldn't be talking
I
about it if I'm
do
not.
like it a lot. I've not played it for recently for weird reasons, but yeah, it's just it is a great game, and I can understand the love for it and trying to get this to this higher six like ranked levels, and I hope you do get up there, man. It'd be quite cool to see. But
Well,
yeah, I can kind of agree with what you're saying. That there could be different things for the better players to enhance that, get into that higher rank and higher level, and keep pushing yourself. And but maybe there's some extra reward wise to get there. Maybe that'll push people a bit
yeah,
more. But I know it seems a good idea. I see your point is a good valid point.
yeah.
So
See, like you don't really get anything for leveling up, but it's just a good feeling to have. You know.
yeah. When you're on your friends list and you're like
Yeah.
25 levels higher than them, it's like you know things like
Yeah,
that.
it's
So
just like Overwatch when I think in the earlier levels, they're quite low caps. So it's like only 1,000 XP to level up. Then 2,000. The thing by level 20, then you require 20,000 experience to level up. But it stays at 20,000 experience for the rest of your gameplay.
yeah.
For the rest of your time on Overwatch, it's always going to be 20,000 experience just to level up.
Yeah.
In Splatoon, they're always leveling up. So for the next time to level up, you've got to put even more effort in.
Yeah, of
You
course you
know.
do.
Well, yeah,
Don't,
I get
you
that.
don't
I
get something
think,
for nothing. Yeah,
yeah, but like you're not really feeling rewarded if it's taking too long. You know. Like, I put in 100 hours. Well, I saw that I have put in 100 hours. I'd say, let's say probably 25 hours for the single player content. That's including the main campaign and the Octo expansion.
yeah,
Let's say another 25 hours for Salmon Run. Let's say
yeah.
max. So that leaves around about 50 hours for main multiplayer modes. I'm
Mhm.
only at level 31. You know,
Ah.
that's not a good feeling. Well, it's all right. The thing is like whenever you level up past level 30, you get a Super C snail.
I, I'm not even sure what level I am, if I'm honest, but
Right.
I can tell you, Splatoon 2 is my most played game,
Oh, really?
115 hours or more. So
Oh.
yeah, and I haven't played it for 3 months. So
Yeah.
um,
I don't know.
to put in comparison, my second most joint Mario Kart 8 and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild at 80 hours. So
Hmm.
there's another like 25 hours. Well, 35 hours more on Splatoon.
Anyway, I've rambled on too long about Splatoon 2.
Yeah, you
Anyway,
did.
moving on. Um, Layton's Mystery Journey, Catriel and the Millionaire's Conspiracy, also known as Lady Layton, which is what it should have been called, but they chose for a long title instead. I finally completed it.
Yeah.
All story and stuff. I'm about to wrap up. Like last time I left it, I'm on the very final puzzle. Like the
Okay.
final puzzle. At least I think it's the final puzzle. Um,
I hope so.
I think it is. Yeah, it's an okay game. Not again. I think I've talked about this before. It's not what everything I wanted. I think the final case did pick things up a bit. I think the final case was actually generally quite interesting.
Right. Okay.
But that was it. Like all 11 other cases were just kind of mediocre. It didn't feel very Layton-y. It felt very.
Latony.
I don't know. I'm just hoping that it's more suited for a TV show, basically. Which, speaking of which, they are doing a TV show of.
Ah, maybe that's
Um,
why then.
Maybe I don't know. All I'm saying is like I'm hoping for the next Layton game. I'm hoping. I wouldn't mind if Catriel returns because I think she is a pretty enjoyable protagonist to have.
Yeah.
But when she was going on about, I think there's one scene that's like, oh, I would take this case of my father's steed, something like that. But it's like compared to like Herschel Layton, who's of course the original Layton, he went on like these really grand adventures, these big mysteries. Whereas like Lady Layton is comprised of like smaller cases that don't really pay off all that well for me. And the puzzles are kind of a mixed bag. Some are actually pretty good, but the others are just kind of duds. But no, it's pretty good. I want to write a review on it. Get into that again.
Cool.
Next one is Gravity Rush. Did I talk about this before? I may have.
Don't know. Don't think so.
Basically, I got this a while ago from the Big in Japan sale on PS4. Finished it yesterday. It's alright.
Okay.
Basically, you play as this girl called Cat, another cat.
Meow.
And basically, you have the power to shift gravity. So you press a button, and then you are able to shift gravity. So you could either fall upwards, you could fall to the side, you could fall regularly.
Oh, okay.
So
That's kind of
basically,
interesting.
so you can basically fly. Is the main thing of it, and it feels nice. But that's pretty much the only enjoyment I got out of it. Some missions are quite cool. It's fun to fly around the environment and collect all the power gems, which is used to power up your main powers. But for the main missions, they weren't really. They were quite repetitive. Because the main menace.
I suppose with that gimmick, I suppose it is going to be quite repetitive as you go through levels.
But my problem was mainly with the combat, really. There just wasn't. I just didn't really feel that there was much variety in the combat. It was always just like, oh, lock onto this target and do a gravity kick, which is just flying in that direction, but you put your foot out for a kick. It's quite powerful. But that's pretty much all I did for all the enemies within the game. Aside from a couple of special moves. So combat was definitely its weakest point, and that's when I kind of like felt like it became a drag more than enjoying. And the story as well. The story leaves a lot to be desired. I feel like it goes for a quite climactic ending, but then it just kind of doesn't pay off, I feel.
Right.
But yeah, aside from that, I think it's a fun time. I got it for like about £6 for that from that big.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the price I'd actually pay for it.
So you like the gimmick of the moving the gravity, but the gameplay sort of suffers for repetition, and the story's not quite there. Then basically,
it's good. Okay. The thing is like I looked at Gravity Rush 2 trailers and stuff.
Oh, there's a second one, is there?
Oh okay. Yeah. Like Gravity Rush on PS4 is a remastered version of the Vita game.
Right.
So of course Gravity Rush 2 being developed for PS4 from the ground up, in comparison to the original being from the Vita, you'd expect like a graphical shift in quality.
Yeah.
But it's just on another level. Like I wouldn't say it's the prettiest game out there, but I mean, just comparing the two, it's just you see Gravity Rush 2 and it's just like a lot different compared to the original.
Yeah.
So I might be picking up Gravity Rush 2 eventually, not immediately, because I heard if I was kind of lukewarm on Gravity Rush 1, so I'm not diving into the chance straight again just to play the sequel and be lukewarm all over again. It's too soon for that. But when the big in Japan sale comes back on, then yeah, I'll probably get it again.
Cool.
Yeah. That's pretty much it for what I've been playing.
You know when we said we're going to do a shorter episode?
Hey, listen, I have a lot of games here.
To be fair, I did go through Crash Bandicoot quite a bit in Fortnite.
Exactly.
Maybe a little bit too much. But still, it's been nearly 2 hours.
It's been nearly 2 hours, exactly.
Wow.
Alright, so let's move on to our final section. So this is the final section on the podcast now, our shoutout section. We've got a couple of questions. One from our good friend Malik. He asks Pikachu Eevee.
Eevee.
Pikachu here. Quite
Eevee because you get more options.
Bog standard answers, but you know.
But if you mean in that game, it doesn't really matter, I suppose. So.
Flat Cap Gary, of course, good friend of the show. He asks, "What's the worst game you've played on Switch so far?"
Oh God. Let me just have a quick look through my library. I'll tell you. That's quite a difficult, quite a difficult one to
Whilst
answer.
you're
There's a
looking
good one.
through, I'm probably going to say Rocket League.
What?
I mean, okay, so let's see. So I don't have that
Rocket
lot,
League?
but let's see. So I have Splatoon 2, Runbow, Arms, Mirakai Deluxe, Celeste, Crypt of the Necrodancer, Fire Emblem Warriors, Shovel Knight, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Rocket League, Sonic's Mania, Mario and Rabbids, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, and then Snipperclips. So I've
Hmm.
got a fair selection, and I think of all of them, I probably liked Rocket League the least, to be honest.
Yeah.
I just went into it expecting a bit more, but alas, it's a fun time. But
Okay.
yeah, I'm not sure. It's took up the most space on my system. That's the other thing as well.
See, I think I could probably answer that with Pokemon Quest. So it's the most addictively stupid game, and it's just no real gameplay to it, and it was really frustrating to me after near the end. And I think Snake Pass was the most frustrating game I think I've ever
Oh
played,
really?
controls wise. Controls wise, I think Zeo Drifter maybe. I mean, it was okay. It's a nice like little basic Metroidvania, but it's quite short. There's not a lot else to it after that. But I mean, I've enjoyed quite a lot of the games I've bought on the Switch. There's nothing really massive I've really been disappointed with. I don't think there's anything like that. Yeah, I think everything's got its own sort of quirk to it, and there's a lot of fun games there. But yeah, thank you,
Hmm.
Gary, for the question.
Right.
Yeah.
um, Move on to shoutouts. I'm gonna give a quick shout to Insert Coin Tees. A couple of years ago, they did this Pokemon line, um, which I managed to see in person. I got a pretty good Pikachu top there.
Hmm.
Um, but now they're teasing, well, they've pretty much confirmed a new Persona 5 line of clothes,
Okay.
which I'm incredibly excited for because, of course, I love Persona 5, and I've been looking for Persona 5 t-shirts for ages, like actually good shirts.
Hmm.
And I think the time has come. There's this really nice looking jacket, in the style of Student Academy, which is the main school of the game. So I really want to get the jacket, but it's probably going to cost a fortune, probably. I might see if I could ask for it for my birthday, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, shout outs to them. They're being pretty cheeky about it, They even did their own calling card for it, retweeting a lot of people's reactions to the news. It's pretty nuts. Um, but yeah, it's pretty neat, you know. From the quality of the Pikachu t-shirt, I'm sure these would be good quality stuff. Yeah, that's my shout out, pretty much.
Sweet.
Jack,
They are
moving
good
on to
range.
you.
I've like, they do a lot of good shirts at Insert Coin now. There's a lot of good clothing from all sorts of things, like hats as well. So, depending on what you're into, you find all sorts of stuff there. I've only got one shout out, and it's kind of cheeky that it's sort of basically Southampton Game Fest is coming back again this year for the fourth year running. And this year I'm really heavily part of it. I'm actually running the social media and stuff for
hmm
the Twitter pages and Facebook pages at the moment. Yeah, it's been a bit all over the place still at the moment. We basically got 3 venues in October down Beavis Valley in Southampton. We've got the Hobbit, you might have heard of before. It's basically the pub named after the famous book and
They
Lord of
have
the
a good
Rings
drink
series.
there.
They have a lot of good drinks there. One of the events we've got is going to be we're going to take over the naming of the drinks, so you can be out for the day, and you're going to be naming as a competition to name the drinks. So that's quite a cool little thing. I was quite interested in that. But there's been lots of like indie games on the show. There'll be lots of retro gaming. There's cosplay. there's Lego building, there's all sorts of things being added in the next couple of weeks. And I'm hoping, we'll see how this goes. We're on about getting a podcast section. So I haven't said this to Matt yet, but maybe if he's interested, we might be able to do some guest slots on podcasts and stuff. So
Could do.
Yeah, or do our own podcast there, maybe.
Maybe. I think that'd be more of a hassle than it's worth, to be honest.
Yeah, probably, but it'd be good fun anyway. So,
could do.
Yeah. If we can do some sort of competition on the day or something, I don't know. But maybe get people to play some games against us and see how it goes. But anyway, we'll talk about them more in the future. If you go check out at Fest Southampton, so that's at FESTSOUTHAMPTON, and that is the Twitter page. And on the Hampshire Gaming Hub on Facebook is all the links to the Southampton Game Fest stuff. All is on there. So Hampshire Gaming Hub. There is a website related to that as well, which is southamptongamefest.com, and tickets are now available for £8 for adults, and kids under 10, I believe, go for free. So, but you have a paying adult to go with them. So, yeah. So if you are interested, check that out. We're still looking for more people to showcase stuff at the event. If you are interested, please let me know. We can talk and to see if we can get you involved. I know there's a few people that have tweeted me and messaged me, and I've sent the information on to Patrick, who is at Custard Trout on Twitter and Facebook. So if you're interested in showcasing some of your stuff, please let us know, and we will try and get something sorted. So thanks again, everyone that has already followed and retweeted the stuff on there. I will continue to retweet information and sharing information on Facebook as well, via my Gorney 7789 page and possibly the End Podcast System page as well. But yeah, there's lots of things going on with that at the moment, and it's lots of stressful things. So any support we can get to sort of help make it a smooth event for the day, and I'll be really grateful. So thank you very much, and I think that leaves it on to the end of the podcast, Matthew.
Right, that wraps it up pretty much for episode 54. Where can you find the podcast? You can find us on YouTube, iTunes, Podomatic, and Spotify, and I believe Google Play as well.
Google Play as well. Yes, I totally forgot about that. Oh my god. Yes, if you're on Android, right now, if you're using an Android phone, look up Google Podcasts, an app on your phone. You can download everything from that thing there, from that. So if you've got an Android phone, download it on there, and you can add the End Podcast System as a separate app page to your lists, and you can click that any time we've got a new episode up, and you can go straight to our page and it'll go straight away. So nice little shortcut for you. So get downloading, yay! And we've got like extra couple hundred people actually from that, so which is really cool. So thank you very much to everyone who's downloaded it, and hi new people, I'm waving, hello. Hope you enjoyed. Yeah.
Hopefully.
Now I feel awkward.
What else? On social media, you can find us on Twitter at NPodcastSystem. I believe it's the same for Facebook as well.
It is.
Email NintendoPodcastSystem@gmail.com. Just the name of the show, with an added @gmail.com. Pretty much bog standard stuff. That's pretty much it of where you can find us. It will be in the description below if you couldn't keep up with my relatively fast voice, or if you just couldn't understand me at all, which, to be honest, I can't blame you. Because I've had that. I've had people tell me that a lot in my life. As for myself, I don't know why you're worrying. It's like, his fault. So where can you find me? You can find me on Twitter at Acegibbo, ACEGIBBO. You can find all my opinions and whatnot, such and such. Jack, where can people find you?
Hello, people. You can find me probably drunk in a bar in Southampton somewhere watching the football. But if you want to follow me somewhere on the Twitters, you can go at Gorney7789. That's also available on Facebook and YouTube. I did put up a video yesterday of me singing the Three Lions song via Alexa on my YouTube channel. So if you want to laugh at me being stupid, go and do that right now. That'd be great. Thank you very much. I did start a Sonic Adventure series on the channel, which consists at the moment of one whole episode. But I've got a few more to edit and upload in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. I won't be doing it tonight, and I definitely won't be doing it tomorrow because England's on. Come on, England! And yeah, that would be about it, really. There's nothing else I can say. But thanks for watching and listening, whatever it is you're doing. Yeah.
Right, that will pretty much it. As for closing music, I'm probably going to put something in from Inazuma 11, seeing as it is the World Cup. Don't know what song it's going to be.
In the shirt, jewels remain.
Oh, yes.
I can't really do that one, though, because it will get like copyright striked on
I
everything.
remember that music track in Inazuma 11 3.
Yes, it was in that. Yeah.
Very classic track. Speaking of which,
Yeah,
Inazuma 11 3 was pretty much the World Cup, just with young kids instead. And really over the top special moves and cringy moves. Anyway,
Anime.
very anime indeed. That's all I really am. No.
Pillows.
So that ends it for episode 54 of the Nintendo Podcast System. We hope you all enjoyed and happy gaming.
Happy gaming! Come on, England! Come on! Come on!